It's already 8:30 here.
Well, you're in the wrong time zone.
Your voodoo time keeping. So, all right, here we go. We're recording. This is the Loose Screws podcast. This is Commander Chig. I'm apparently the host tonight. I've got three other people with me. I've got Nurgle, I've got Teflon, and I got Teflon soundboard. So you all know how this is going to go tonight. What the hell is the date? April 10th, 2000 and something, 23?
It's 3309.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's 3309.
I could have swore it was 2023 all day.
Hold on, let me ask the fourth member here.
All right.
Yes, it's 3309.
Okay. As long as that's cleared up, and I don't want to make that thing angry. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he said it was 3309, so.
But yeah, so we're going to have a short and sweet show tonight because there isn't a whole lot of news to go over. There's a few things in the notes here that we can talk about. I got a few things that I want to talk about. And I don't know. Let's do the guitar thing now. And now let's move on to, we'll go around the table. We'll start with Teflon Soundboard. How have you been this week? Huh.
Doing good. Not used very much.
That surprises me.
He's okay.
Always seems overused here. All right. Well, let's go on to Teflon Master. Well, I don't know who's in charge, the board or you, but how have you been? What's new?
That's always up for debate.
Yes. Give us your story. What have you done in game, out of game, around game, under game, over game?
I have not really played the game. It's been busy with Easter.
They hate
stuff.
when we say that.
And it shows.
I hate when I say that. I totally meant to get on the game.
And it shows because the system we made him governor of has gone all to shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that wouldn't have me playing the game wouldn't have changed that.
Wow. You're a typical politician, taking no blame when things go to shit. Good job.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
I'm evil.
Very, very true. Very true.
This isn't news.
Well, how was your Easter?
Oh, it was fine. It was good. Just lots of stuff with the kids.
Eggs and giant rodents.
Yep. And going to the mall, and then the line for the Easter Bunny being too long, so didn't do that. Then went to Build-A-Bear. Then we went and got coffee. Then we went to the bookstore. Then we went home.
Okay.
Then we had, sub sandwiches and a whole bunch of different salads.
Does your Easter dinner is sub sandwiches and salads?
Yep.
Works for me.
Outstanding.
It was awesome.
Nice.
It was all very good.
All right.
And there was some various dessert too, like banana pudding and carrot cake.
Huh. All right.
It was all really good.
Good.
All right. Nurgle, how about you? What happened in your world? I mean, I know you were there when Jesus, rose and stuff. So
I had a damn fine weekend. So it started out. I've been looking for an air compressor. I've had a little 2-gallon hobby compressor for years. It's fine for running like an airbrush, but I want to do some other stuff like a paint sprayer so I can paint the house, that type of stuff. Needed a bigger air compressor and had been looking around, not wanting to pay the prices. Found one for $100 Friday that was supposedly 30-gallon. I mean, when I called the lady, I asked her, don't be offended, but does it work? And turns out this lady and her husband, they're both retired. They're selling their house. They're downsizing. They're literally just going to move into a little retirement home, and they're going to be out traveling in a Winnebago, so they're just unloading stuff. So I went down to buy it. It's about 45 minutes from my house. Got there, found out it's a 40-gallon air compressor.
Good God.
Thing is huge.
No, man.
Got it for $100. And then while I'm there and I'm talking to the guy, mainly because he's got a 1927 Ford Roadster that his grandfather bought in Wisconsin that he's restoring in his garage. But they're getting rid of all this other stuff. So he's like, I got a table saw over here I'm trying to get rid of. I'll sell you that for $100.
Jesus.
Oh, okay, fine. Throw it in the car. And he had a solid oak roll top desk that he wanted $200 for.
And you bought it?
There's more than $200 worth of wood in that desk. That is probably a $2,000 desk. Ended up, me and my wife's sister ended up buying it for her mother. She's wanted a roll top desk for years. And so we were down there on Easter Sunday with a trailer and 4 people heaving this 500-pound monstrosity out of this guy's house and onto a trailer to take it to her mother's house. Made her deliriously happy. And then today is my birthday.
Oh, Jesus. No offense, but wow. That's, how many of those is it?
Oh, Jesus, that's how many it is.
All right, that's what I thought. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Well, happy birthday.
For people who can do basic math, I am now 12 months away from discounted coffee and admission to the senior center.
So 164?
Carry the one.
Carry the 100s? Wow. Good job, man. Yeah. You're doing great. I'm glad you showed up. On your birthday, you showed up. You didn't leave me hanging. That's awesome.
Well, we did birthday stuff over the weekend. It's a work night. We'll do birthday stuff next weekend. We're good.
Well, I mean, when you get to your age, you never know if it's the last one, so you really need to take full advantage of every one.
So you're telling me that despite the fact that I am stuffed from dinner, I need to go in there and have a slice of pie because I might not make it to the end of the show?
Well, yeah, hey, yeah. How many slices of pie are still going to go in your face over the course of, what the time you have left? Got to think these things through, my friend.
Not nearly enough. That is the answer.
Not nearly enough.
Not enough and too much at the same time.
At the same time, yes.
Sounds legit.
Because if you've had one good piece of pie, back me up on this, what you want is another good piece of pie.
I just eat pie by the pie, not the slice. There's your problem.
That is the way to do it.
You cut a slice, and then you take the rest of the pie and leave that one slice for whoever wants some.
Exactly. You cut a slice, you give that to somebody else, and then you stick a fork in the rest and walk away.
And if you just lick the whole top of the pie, nobody else seems to want to eat any of it, so it works out great.
My pie. Yep. I've marked it.
Exactly. That's the safest way to mark it.
So there was this time, I think it was like about 2014, when we were in the great state of Minnesota on vacation. And we were in this little place called Moose Lake, Minnesota.
Yeah, it's less than an hour from me.
Yeah, Chig knows where it is.
Yep. Used to be in a really good insane asylum there. I used to be where parents would threaten to send their children.
That makes a lot of sense, having been there.
Yep.
But we're in the middle of town. We decided we wanted a snack. We stopped in at this little restaurant in the middle of town. The waitress comes up. I ask her for a dessert menu. And I ask her what type of, I said, never mind the dessert menu. I just want a slice of apple pie. And she says, which one, honey? There's 4.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Which is the point where I knew I was in the right place, and they brought me a dessert menu that had like 30 pies on it. I knew I was in heaven then.
Wow. Any cheese, though? That's the question.
Honestly, all I had eyes for was pie.
Wow.
Cheese pie?
How have you lived this long?
Because he doesn't eat all cheese.
Avoiding cheese pie, yes.
What about in game? What happened in like get an apple pie? You need cheddar cheese with it. A good sharp cheddar cheese. I'm just saying. It's amazing. Yes. Yes. If you're doing it right. Yes.
No. If you're doing it right, there's a big scoop of vanilla ice cream on top.
Nope. Cheddar cheese with apple pie. Ice cream.
You were wrong, my friend.
Many other pies. I am not.
You are completely wrong.
Will back me up. I have faith in our community to know what is right.
Take it to Chig Chat and vote. Yes. What is best with apple pie, cheddar cheese or ice cream?
And if ice cream wins, I will quit the show.
No, that's not allowed.
God damn it.
If ice cream wins, your punishment is eating apple pie with ice cream.
Technically, ice cream could just be considered a sweet cheese because, it's dairy. I'm just going to go with that.
You are actually quite correct on that.
Yeah. I mean, milk
people
hasn't reached its potential as cheese yet.
It's
Really.
just frozen. Yeah, it's just frozen cheese.
There are people who put milk in a bowl with apple pie.
Yep, you can do that too.
And those people would be wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm with you. I'm with the ice cream stuff, and not even just vanilla. Like I like to use butter pecan ice cream.
Yes.
That is the stuff.
Should have go straight to your ass, buddy.
Yes, it is.
It's already there, buddy.
Too late. That ship has sailed. I know. All right. Well, what about in-game? You do anything there?
Yeah, I've been playing around some. I actually like the station scenarios that occur kind of in the wild in some systems, and there's a whole bunch of weird requirements for when they will happen and when they don't, and sometimes they still don't. But I actually like those. Go out and defend the station scenarios. I find them fun. They have become hugely buggy, and I've been doing those. Yeah, I know. What are the chances? Huh. This game, right?
Yeah, this TFG.
TFG. Fucking game.
TFG.
But I've been trying to do those the past couple of nights, and I've really had like a 50% success rate with them not bugging out and becoming completely hostile. It's been kind of frustrating.
Huh. Are you accidentally shooting the ship? I mean, are you using rail guns or something that may...
Nope. Nope. Very, very conscientious about not shooting the good guys or shooting the ship you're defending or any of that stuff. And then suddenly things will just go, pear-shaped and everything will go hostile, or you'll end up with a whole bunch of bounties. Like, where the hell did that come from? It's just random.
That's this random tanker in the system we're fighting in, right? Or one of the systems we're in?
Okay. Yeah, that's in HIP 4907.
Yeah, I was on my way there last night, and I saw Bard flying around the system at one point. Or no, he might have been in Graham. Is Graham someplace we're doing stuff too? Is that something?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. I was flying around like an idiot last night trying to find something to do.
So what have you been up to for the past week?
Usual stuff. Obviously, Easter weekend. That was fun. I took on Easter, I took my daughter, up to the mall because it's got a nice giant parking lot, and let her drive for the first time.
Oh, I remember those days.
I have those days coming.
Yeah, fuck that. You're driving around a parking lot, so it's like, okay, if you run over a yellow line, you hit another car. That car count was pretty fucking high. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Have you ever heard Bill Engvall talk about teaching his kid to drive?
I'm sure I have at some point.
He said, his neighbor came over to him and asked him, "When did you get that deep bass stereo installed in your car?" He said, "What are you talking about?" So the other day, y'all went riding by and your son was driving, and all I could hear was that thump, thump, thump. That wasn't the stereo. That was me slamming my foot on the imaginary brake on my side.
The struggle is real, man. It really, wow. She's like, I didn't think this would be that hard. I go, I didn't think it would be that hard either for me. I thought I'd be able to do this.
Oh, I know. I remember those days.
Yeah. So yeah, she we didn't even try parallel parking, just parking in a normal parking spot with no other cars around.
Yep.
Yep. It's like, yep. She, the whichever insurance commercial says, he's mayhem like me. That was my daughter. If there were real cars there, she would have been the mayhem, just running up an insurance tab on everybody.
I will say, to be fair,
when
I was 16 and took my driver test, the guy said, "Hey, you see that car up there?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Pretend there's another car in front of it and parallel park."
Oh, God.
Okay.
Yeah,
no problem.
My daughter kept doing the mall's closed, so there's nothing, really. There's not many cars there, but there are a couple cars. I think there was some DoorDash stuff coming in because occasionally like a driver would pull up to the food court area there and pull away. And every time she'd see a car, no matter how far away it was, I mean, like coming over the horizon, she goes, oh, there's a car. Okay, calm down.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Breathe.
Or then driving around the mall, and it's like, okay, we're just going to go around the mall real good. Okay, we're coming up to the stop sign. She stops literally like 20 car lengths from the stop sign. It's like, okay, let's pull forward closer to the stop sign. Pull
They
up
do
farther.
let you get they do let you get a little bit closer in this state.
Oh, she only put, the passenger side tires on a snowbank once. It was interesting. I think it'll go better the next time. That very first time, it's all so freaking new that I think it'll go much better. Let her brain work on it. We only worked on it for maybe an hour, and then came home and had Easter dinner and all that stuff.
It's more patience than I would have had.
She'll get there. She will. She's a good kid.
Yeah, she'll get there. I have perfect faith. She starts her actual, official behind the wheel on May 10th, I think, is her first 2-hour lesson. And they tell us just get the kid out for a few hours so that they know the absolute basics so that we don't teach them a bunch of bad habits. So I can appreciate that. But we'll get her out. She'll get better at it. As far as in-game, I've just popped in, I don't know, I've logged on a lot more than I had, in recent months. The last couple of weeks, I've been, hopping in, doing BGS stuff, doing, I don't know, just random stuff. I see something random, I just go fly to it and hope that there's something to kill there or something to scan. I did, Grover had set up that whole mega ship tour where you went to I think it's 13 different, generation ships, not mega ships, the generation ships. And that is super cool. I highly recommend that to anybody. If you haven't gone to the generation ships, every one of them, you get these sound files, between 4 and 5, maybe 6 on some sound files you can listen to, basically captain's log stuff and things like that. And every one of them is like just a good plot for a science fiction program or movie of some kind, and you got to fill in all the gaps. It's just enough to kind of intrigue the hell out of you, and you get a whole kind of story arc thing, and it's super cool. I recommend anybody do it. Everybody who plays this game should do that. And Grover, thank you for setting that up. There's a link in our exploration channel. Go to the pins and you can see the little run, and it's all within the bubble. You can do it all in a busy afternoon or a long gaming session, or spread it out over a few nights, and it's fun. I did it in a T10, so you don't need a special ship or anything. You can get to all the ports.
I think he said that as long as you have a 20 light year jump range, it's like 27 jumps total. I mean, it's not a lot.
Yeah, it's probably a few more than that. I mean, I was like maybe 5 jumps, 6 jumps between if I went by his waypoint, the order that he had the ships. And I went in that order, and I was 5 or 6 jumps to each one.
Maybe it was 47 jumps.
Yeah. I don't know. That sounds about right. But yeah, it's fun. Go do that. Other than that, what should we choose? Squadron update thing? Sound like an idea? Sound like a plan? Sound like a thing we should do as I'm vamping, looking for buttons, and I'm gonna keep talking until I find it. There it is.
Incoming priority message. Squadron briefing.
All right, first I just want to say clearly and for the record, it is all Teflon's fault.
Usually is.
Right. I mean, that's nothing new.
Yeah.
That's
now that we've established that. So last week we had the War for the Wang. We had the Wang War. We won the Wang War, and we now own the Wang.
You're not Wong.
We own the Wang Ring.
Wing Wang Wong.
We have a ring on the Wang, or it's the Wang Ring.
It's
Ring Wang One.
Yes, definitely Wang Wing Wang Wong. Yeah, we won the Wang Ring. Wing.
Win Wang.
God damn
it. Win Wang Wing.
That's just, for us being a bunch of old, mature gamers, we sure are a bunch of fucking children.
Absolutely. That's the best way to be.
Absolutely, for sure.
It was so much fun.
I am the
Maybe we should
current
engineer.
bull of the woods, if you will.
It was so much fun. Maybe we should, at some point in the future, engineer the War for Wang Ring Part 2.
For War Wang Ring. Yes, I agree. We should initiate another war for Wang Ring.
Because these memes just write themselves.
Oh, it's so good. And
I am the cold-blooded sausage maker.
Yeah, the medal that was a collaboration between you and Bloomingwin is just so wrong.
It was so wrong. So wrong. I feel
saw
dirty.
that.
I feel dirty, but in all the right ways. In actual current event news, we currently have a war going on in G218-5. We are up 1-0. That is an invasion war. Winner stays, loser gets kicked out of the system. That was our expansion from Maikoro. And then we currently have an election going on in MCC 858, which is also 1-0. We have, in one of our little side projects, we have pushed Mezavini into expansion. That is going to fill one of the open slots in the Maikoro system for us, because Maikoro currently has 2 open slots. Next, we are going to push Tamor into expansion and use ADI to fill the other open spot in Maikoro. On our own front, we are pushing HIP 4907 into expansion. It is, as of about 30 minutes ago, at 70.5%, so almost there. As we mentioned briefly in the intro, Calarum, the system we made Teflon governor of, is having all kinds of issues, so we're trying to prop that up a little bit. And we may have a little bit of social engineering going on there. Once we work out the details, we'll have that in the standing orders. And for the first time in I don't know how long, we have no overheating systems. So that hasn't happened in so long, I have forgotten what that feels like.
Wow.
So
remind people again what an overheating system is and why that is good or bad.
So systems go into expansion at 75%. When we have a system go over 65% influence, we consider that overheating because it's in danger of reaching expansion. And we generally consider that bad because we like to control when we expand. We don't like to just randomly expand into all kinds of places, because some of the systems that we are in really don't have good destinations for an expansion out of them. And some of them still do. So it's really that we want to control what's going on and where we're expanding. And really the only way we have to do that is manipulating the influence level in all these different systems. So whenever you hear a system is overheating, that means it's over 65% and it's a system we don't want to expand.
Now, if we wanted to just overtake the entire galaxy, don't we just want to expand out of control like maniacs?
Well, yeah. However, like I said, some of these systems, like 6 Andromeda is the perfect example. There are no good destinations for it to expand to, primarily because everything around it is either already a system Loose Screws is in, or is a system currently occupied by another active player faction. So that we don't want to expand that way. We want to expand into places where we're going to be able to take over the system and then further expand from there.
So we're benevolent megalomaniacs.
Mostly, yeah.
Okay, just checking. I just wanted to use big words.
Mostly benevolent. You don't poke the bear, you get the claws. But yeah, otherwise benevolent.
All right. I mean, our neck of the woods, they're very happy that we keep our shit under control, I assume.
It's the neighborly thing to do, is to not just randomly expand into systems where other people are.
Now, are there sections of the bubble where there's player groups just constantly warring each other and stuff? Is that a thing in this game at all these days or not?
I don't really think so. I mean, there's always conflict.
You're in some BGS discords and stuff, right?
Yeah, and you occasionally get the BGS beef about so-and-so expanded into my system, yada, yada. But it's not that big a thing. there are an awful lot of friendly conflicts. I mean, some of the bigger BGS groups will, set themselves up to fight in individual systems just for the fun of doing it. But there is not, open crazy warfare in most places in the bubble.
Okay. Well, interesting. All right. Learn something new every day.
Yeah. And like I said, the details for all of the things we talked about are in Blooming Wind's excellent standing orders post in the Loose Screws faction section of the Discord.
Yeah, good stuff by Blooming Wind all the time. I thought he might show up tonight, but being a doctor, he's probably busy. It's after Easter. People ate too many eggs.
Yeah, he has more important things to do than our podcast. We'll leave it at that.
Well, it sounds very judgy of you, but...
Yeah, who the hell elected you to speak for Blooming Wind?
Yeah.
Is he here to speak for himself?
No, so we need to, say more things about him. What else should he not be doing?
Yeah, what else should he not be doing?
Eating white barbecue sauce.
Yeah, what was that say? What was that about? Explain white barbecue sauce. It sounds really gross. It sounds like is it a pervy thing, or is it just gross?
It's disgusting. It's disgusting, and anybody who thinks otherwise is frankly just wrong.
Is that an Alabama thing? I heard
that's a Carolina barbecue thing.
It's not any region. There's white barbecue sauces everywhere. I just
assumed it was like an inbreeding joke of some kind, but we'll go a different direction.
it actually exists. So
that's so weird that you would go right to that.
You've spoken to me before, right?
Chig going to a dark place? Weird. Have you met him?
Yeah. I just seriously, I'm surprised I'm allowed to speak at all. And speaking of dark place, I believe we have a Bard report we get to play.
Perfect segue.
Oh boy, I'm always ready for this.
On the board, the Tin Express!
Would make this bombardment easier? A module specifically designed for it. Modify the hull to be equipped with a size 7 planetary bombardment module. Hell, even external rack bolted to the side would be enough to just drop peace balloons from. That would be sufficient. Cannons or lasers, they would be a lot flashier. But no, I guess these settlements will need to be silenced the hard way. Oh, right, the news. Yeah, let's make it quick, though. I have scorched earth policies to enact. April 3rd, Nemesis failsafe, fact or fiction. April 4th, Imperial Assassin stokes superpower tensions. April 5th, Archer launches presidential campaign. And April 6th, corporate battle... Damn! Did we hit a munitions depot or something? That was awesome! Right, April 6th. Corporate battle erupts in Tavki system. That's all for the news this week. Have fun out there.
All right.
Man, that sounds like fun.
I really thought it was just going to end after that big explosion, and that was going to be the end of it.
I did too.
I did too.
All right, good stuff, Bard. I don't know, no exploration report this week. Galnet news. I don't know anybody, or in-game news. Anybody read any of that? Got any insight?
I am kind of curious what they're going to do with this Imperial assassination plot twist that they've got going on.
Explain.
Well, there was the assassination of the federal mining corporation officer. They traced it back to a supposed Imperial assassin that fled back into Imperial space, which is why we had the CG we have this week. There's not a lot of details. Don't know if it's an actual Imperial assassin, if it's a setup, if it's... I don't know what it is. It's way too early to do anything other than just crazy speculation.
What was the CG?
Competing combat bonds for an Imperial faction and for a non-Imperial proxy to fight them and the prizes are paint jobs.
Oh, I saw those being posted on the thing here. Were those funky ones, or were those like an Easter thing?
They were pretty funky.
Well, there were some really funky ones, and there were just some slightly funky ones. And I think the really funky ones were the ones that you have to pay arcs for.
I think the truly funky ones are the ones you have to pay for, and it was more mild for the CG.
Okay. Well, that's fun. Thargoid bug report. Anything interesting happening there? Nothing. Yeah.
Nothing.
All right.
Nothing.
Bug
There's
report.
a war.
Nothing elsewhere. Let's see. Dev news. There is no dev news, but Frontier Publisher sale on Steam until the 15th.
Salt is a way of life.
All of their games, I assume, are on sale up to 75% off through Saturday. So go buy your roller coaster dinosaur game or something. Is Odyssey on sale too?
That's a good question.
If you haven't bought Odyssey by this point, if it's on sale for a good price, just do it. Just get it over with. If you're listening to this podcast, you haven't bought Odyssey yet. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. Discussion. Nothing really exciting there. Chig Chat. All right. Chig Chat. Only thing I have is I listen to Lave Radio, and they rated our April Fool's show, our Golden Girls episode. And Psychic, thank you very much for appreciating our efforts. She gave us a solid 5 out of 5.
I always liked her best.
Edelweiss gave us a 2. He considered us failures at everything we do. And Alec gave us like a 3 or something. I don't know. And when Alec talks,
This sounds very on brand.
Yeah, I just quit listening when Alex starts talking. It makes it hard to listen to Lave Radio because he talks a lot these days.
And who, Alec?
Alec.
Which one's Alec again?
But I am gonna plug BuckyBall Racing. He's I don't know. He's nobody of significance from my understanding, but he is promoting BuckyBall Racing again. They got a big race coming up here very soon. I'm sure you can find it multiple places in our Discord, and I'm sure he'll be plugging it some more. Otherwise, you can head over to his Discord. They got a BuckyBall Racing Club Discord. I don't know if it's actually his Discord or he just invited me to it. I don't know, but all the Buckyball stuff is over there at BuckyBall Racing Club. So that's always fun. I've never actually done one. I really should. That would give me something to do.
I really want to. I just never gotten around to it.
Should we do this one?
We should do one of them.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. We're going to make a solid effort. We'll see if Alec Turner listens to this episode or if he just fast forwards through it like he does our Golden Girls episodes. And if he hears us asking about it, he's going to come tutor one or all of us on how to actually go do this fun little event. And then we're going to go lose horribly in however this falls through.
But we'll have fun doing it.
Oh, we have fun doing everything. I mean, we're here right now.
Yeah, we're gonna get smoked in a race, but that's fine. It'll be fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, obviously, none of us really flown our ships. We just kind of talk about flying our ships a lot. Let's see.
He's not wrong.
We don't even fly our ships. We just talk about flying.
Couple things from Chig Chat. Single Malt Scotty earned the new Inara medal that's there. What is that thing called again? It's the Decorated Hero, where you get
congratulations.
You earn 10 tier 5s and you get another medal. And all of the ranks and medals seem to be all reorganized, and the scoring system changed and all kinds of stuff. So if you haven't been to Inara in a while to take a look at your commander and your ranking and all the medals that he has, I mean, this is basically like an achievement system that the game should have in game is on Inara and really can give you stuff to do. And Single Malt Scotty, dude, you're just a freaking machine. I can't believe you've already got that medal and a bunch of others. And if somebody would be so kind as to figure out how this new ranking system actually works and why I've got 6 of 10 to get to rank 1 or 2, maybe he's doing it like a whole FDev thing, like Elite 1 is actually Elite 2, but it's Elite. I can't get started on that again. It'll make me insane. But there's that. You can go do that because he
very
just
proud
got
of
Mercenary
you, Single Malt
rank.
Scotty.
Yeah, promotion to Elite 1 and Mercenary. Good job. I'm really close to getting that one too right now. Looks
Congratulations!
like some Legos crap going on. Legos crap. Not a lot of other stuff really going on.
That wasn't a very popular Lego set. Didn't sell well.
Congratulations!
Congratulations! It's a me. Congratulations! I'm just combining them all now. But that's all I'd have for like a chit chat thing. What else you guys got? We've recorded for like 35 minutes. What else we got?
Well, we still got cheese. We've got movies.
Yeah, but what about Elite? What do we have about Elite? We should really talk about Elite, right?
Should we? Should we really?
Should we?
I mean, you act like this is an Elite podcast.
Well, I mean, what would spark you to play like a whole shit ton more right now? If they added it to the game, what would get you playing like a lot?
Adding 4 hours to the day, that would help.
That would help, yeah.
But I'm saying, what could they put in the game that would cause you to make that time? Because really, at the end of the day, we find time to do what we enjoy most. So I mean, would adding a new ship, if the Panther Clipper finally came into being, would that get you to play the game more?
Yeah,
Briefly.
yeah. I would definitely be excited to try a new ship.
But see, I don't even have one of all of the ships that exist now.
Well, I mean, I don't either, but a new ship, I can't pass that up because I've seen the other.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, there's reviews. There's, we know everything about them. And I assume the reason we haven't had a new ship is just because really there's ships that do everything right now and everything kind of overlaps everything. So there isn't really, like a ship that's needed in the game. So it would have to be a ship with a new function of some kind, right?
I'm totally fine with them adding new ships just to have new ships. Like,
yeah.
Just new models. And I mean, like,
yeah,
like the same exact internal modules of a Crate Phantom, but the ship looks entirely different. And maybe the mass is a little bit more, I don't know, different thruster, flies a little bit different. Yeah.
Yeah. Just change tweak a few things and just make it like, it doesn't have to be anything specialty. I mean, everything's already covered. I
mean, you
could
never
stopped car dealers.
Exactly. Call it the Crate Mark III, or instead of the Crate Phantom, the Crate Ghost. Nice. I'm sure we haven't exhausted all of the snake names out there yet.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a ton of snake names still we can do.
Yeah.
There's not a boa in there.
King Cobra.
Yeah.
Should we just like start naming snakes for 20 minutes to add some length to the show?
King
Belly.
Cobra.
Yeah.
A King Cobra, I could imagine like a more decked out, maybe a little bit larger version of a Cobra. Maybe it's a medium ship, but it's got like more hard points on it and maybe more storage capacity, more internal storage or internal optional internal slots or bigger optional internal slots. And give it a really cool looking design. So it's like it's like a Cobra, but a little bit different.
Like a Cobra plus a big Cobra.
Give it four seats instead of 2.
Okay, I could see that. What about like a smaller Anaconda, like a ball python? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Or a smaller a smaller version of the FDL. Call it the Copperhead.
There we go. I suppose they could work on some of that, but I mean, would that cause you to play the game any more or less than now?
It would be a very interesting development.
It'd be exciting, but I mean, like when they added a new SRV, that was like the biggest, like I don't know,
crickets.
Yeah, for
crickets.
me. I mean, I still haven't even driven one because
I haven't
Neither
either.
have
I haven't even seen one in game.
yeah, I think I saw Volt showed up one time when we were going to try doing some ground stuff in one. I think is the only time I've ever actually seen one in game. But I mean, if they added like a game loop with SRVs, like actual combat, where in order to raid one of these ground installations, you needed to come in with SRVs and ground troops in order to take out the defenses, so that then you could fly ships in, stuff like that. This whole sphere of combat they were supposed to have.
Yeah, all of that multi-layer sphere of combat stuff is an opportunity missed to not have things like that in. But part of the problem that they have doing that is you're really only limited to 4 people in a wing, and the game starts to get really weird when you try to cram more than 4 people into an instance. It's weird enough with 4 people in an instance.
Yeah.
But think the nights where we've done either CZs or Hazreses where we crammed like 7, 8 people into a single instance. Weird things start to happen.
Well, wasn't that last week we tried to do Piranha Squad? Or what do we call it? Piranha Night, Piranha Squad?
Yeah.
And oh my God, it was just a fucking disaster. I mean,
it was a shit show.
Trax was having some technical difficulties where he was crashing a lot. We were having rubber banding worse than I've seen in quite some time. And all we were doing is going in a conflict zone in small ships. And it wasn't like it was a bunch of us.
That was bad. That was really bad.
Yeah, this game, for being a multiplayer game, sure doesn't like us to play multiplayer.
And I said this before Odyssey, and I will say this in reference to the major feature update that is supposedly coming sometime in the next decade. All I really want is instancing to work.
Yeah, and I don't, and we say this same thing all the fucking time too. None of us are coders. We don't know how hard that would be, but that would be the one thing that would get me to play a shit ton. If all of a sudden they came out and they said, instancing, wings of 8, well, teams, I guess we do now. Teams of 8 are going to work perfectly. We fix this. Get ready, everybody. You can do large group activities easily. I think that would bring a shit ton of people into the game to try that out.
Because what have we always said? Is it the most fun thing you can do? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if they said they fixed that, like I'd be like, well, I have to make time to get on with everybody.
Right. Because like we have always said, the most fun thing to do in this game is anything you do with a bunch of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Those nights when we do Piranha Squad, and so, man, those are fantastically fun. And it's not any different gameplay. It's stuff we've all done thousands of times. But just getting in there and doing it with a bunch of other people is orders of magnitude more fun than any other way to do it.
Yeah, but they can't even get CQC to function properly with, when we have a group and that's supposed to be up to 8 people, fighting, and we'll get 8 people and we'll try to do a team deathmatch, and it starts 2 separate team deathmatches of 2v2 rather than one 4v4 team deathmatch.
FDev, I'm begging you, fix your instancing. It's the biggest thing holding back your game.
I'd say absolutely, because I can't even imagine if all of a sudden, like, I played a lot of Warcraft back in the day, and you run dungeons, they're like a 5-man a group thing, so that'd be like our current wings. But then when you do raids and it was 25 or 40 people and you get these new raid frames and everything else, if there was some kind of instancing where we could do that, because could you imagine, like, you show up and you've got like AXCZ of some kind where you got to kill like I'm not even trying to add in new aliens, just like 4 Hydras drop at a time, and you've got 20 commanders all get to try to take that down simultaneously. Would be just freaking epic.
I mean, I played EverQuest in the 90s. We had 60-man raids in the 90s over dial-up. There's got to be a way to do this.
There's got to be. I'd be so happy. But then again, it's plotting all these, points in 3-dimensional space while we're traveling instead of, running as you would in EverQuest or World of Warcraft. You're flying at, 500 meters per second, and it's plotting those points. You really have to be sending, I don't know. Is it really that much more challenging? I don't know.
But it has problems with 4 people doing that now, and in the early 90s, EverQuest could do it with 60 people over dial-up on 486s.
Yeah.
And yes, it is different, but there's that volume on those old machines. Now, granted, a lot of theirs was server-side processing, which I guarantee you makes a huge difference. But I've got to think that they can make instancing better than it is. And to me, look, if you told me there was going to be a new expansion and it was going to be $60 and all it was going to be was a new engine that fixed instancing, I would plop it down now on pre-order. Because that affects every other part of the game. And that's just, to me, the one thing I would like to see fixed.
Yeah, that would get me the most excited, I think, is if Falcon multiplayer truly was able to be multiplayer.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Well, all right. Now everybody's going to be mad at us because we're like, nah, not new ships, fix instancing.
We want new ships too.
Yeah,
but
fucking give it all to me. If we're just throwing stuff out there, then I want it all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I want a licensing agreement with Lucasfilm so we can get ship skins of all the Star Wars ships. I want a Battlestar Galactica model for my fleet carrier. I want, if we're just going to beg for shit. Yeah. More licensing.
If we're getting a license, I don't want a ship skin. I want to be able to buy a YT-3000 and call it the Millennium Falcon.
There we go. Yep. I want a Borg cube of my own, please. Then hopefully, like, the Guardian AI comes alive, and that's what happens. We just get a Borg cube shows up and just starts killing us all.
I would love that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. Yeah, bring the chaos too. I'm fine with that. I mean, this whole Thargoid War thing, I thought, started out so exciting, and then it just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that comes down to the fact we just aren't able to participate in groups effectively to do it.
Yeah.
Back to the netcode.
Back to the netcode.
All right, we'll move on.
Back to the netcode.
Everybody, we got you some elite talk. You're welcome.
Hey, man,
all right,
that was awful good, but it wasn't long enough. You know what I'm talking about?
Cheese. It's a good weekend to try Gouda. Or a good week to try Gouda. We had some Gouda, and it was really Gouda. Gouda, or Gouda, as the locals say, is a Dutch cheese named after the city of Gouda in the Netherlands. If truth be told, it is one of the most popular cheeses in the world, accounting for 50 to 60% of the world's cheese consumption.
What? Holy shit, that can't be true.
Or about 5% of Chig's cheese consumption.
I just thought, seriously, mozzarella is on like every pizza in this country. There's just no way Gouda can be that high of a percentage.
I didn't say in this country.
Yeah, but I'm talking worldwide even. That's crazy. Though I did just eat some Gouda yesterday. I remember when I said I went to that cheese shop and I spent, over $100 on cheese. I've been slowly working my way through that back catalog that I've got sitting here. And one of the cheeses I grabbed was this Gouda with like mustard seed in it.
Back catalog of cheese.
And I got it because I'm like, man, that sounds interesting. It may be one of the best cheeses I've ever had in my life because it's not like a hard mustard taste. You wouldn't even, if you're eating it, you'd be like, what is that flavor coming through? And oh my God, it was so fucking good. All it was is just like a exceptionally rich Gouda with just this ever so slight hint of, well, with the mustard seed in there, it's obviously mustard, but it didn't taste like mustard.
That does sound good.
Yeah,
it does sound good. Yeah,
amazing. I want to make a grilled cheese out of it.
Ooh,
but I say that of every cheese I ever eat. So
yeah, you do.
Yep. All right. What about movies? Any good movies?
I mean, Nurgle did movies this week, so you go ahead.
Oh, so I'm doing movies this week. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those like It's like from Skyrim. A new hand touches the beacon. Now you're the movie guy.
It's like how you're the cheese guy now each week.
Yeah, teaches me to help out.
You did it, so now you own it.
It's your fault.
I'm finally free. It's like one of those. I wish to release you, Genie. Well, that means you take my place.
Yeah. 10 years ago, the movie 42, the Jackie Robinson story. Good movie.
That is a good movie.
Yeah, good movie.
25 years ago, City of Angels.
Is it Nicolas Cage?
That's the movie that brought us that Goo Goo Doll song.
Is it? I don't even know who's in it.
Song?
I have no idea.
I don't either. So that's why I'm skipping ahead to 40 years ago, The Evil Dead.
Seems like only yesterday. Great.
Oh, man.
Actually, great movie, but I mean, Army of Darkness is the ultimate cult classic.
It seems
of that
like
series.
only yesterday I watched that in summer school English class because the teacher would let us do whatever we wanted, and somebody brought in their copy of The Evil Dead.
Wow, on VHS, I hope.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Also, 40 years ago, released on the same day as The Evil Dead, Flashdance.
Well, yeah, they're basically the same movie.
Of course. It was so obvious. Why couldn't I see it?
Yeah, duh.
And then 70 years ago today, House of Wax.
Now, you saw that in the theater. Was it as good as they said?
I've actually never seen it.
I have no idea what this movie is. What? Help me
I've never seen it either, but it doesn't sound like anything I want to see.
We're going to have like somebody like Wintermute come in and tell us how this is an all-time classic and you guys are idiots for not seeing it.
It's supposed to be. I have some vague recollection of some cutting-edge special effects for the time.
Wow.
But I don't know. I know it is considered a classic. One that none of us know anything about.
House of Wax. Nope. Yeah, you should probably start picking movies that we've... There was a... Wait a minute. What is it called? House of Wax?
House of Wax.
Well, I see that is only 18 years ago.
Not that House of Wax movie. That's a different House of Wax movie.
How was that one?
That would be a different one.
Same movie?
I have seen that one, and that one's awful.
Oh, God. The original from 1953 is 7.0 out of 10 on IMDb.
That's not bad.
Oh, Vincent Price is in it.
Yeah.
Huh. You know, I may have seen this one. Obviously, it was memorable.
Obviously.
And since we're on
Vincent
movies,
Price.
we just have to always mention, you know, how bad episode 8 sucks and should not exist. And that's it for movies this week.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with episode 8.
Yeah, you have problems. Me and Dax are on the same page, and Bloomingland, us three are on the same page on episode 8 of how bad it is. Actually, Mark Hamill's on the same page, I believe, as we are on how bad episode 8 is.
I believe you are correct, yes.
I'll fight all three of you.
And Mark Hamill?
Sure. Yeah, he's an old man. I can take him on. He's pretty easy.
Yeah, but he's trained in the lightsaber. You think you could take him?
Yeah.
Because that's a real thing. All right. We are officially throwing the gauntlet out there. Anybody who's got Mark Hamill's number, call him and tell him Teflon wants to fight.
Yeah, we'll do a mixed martial arts match for charity.
For charity. We'll raise like $8. Mark Hamill kicking the shit out of Teflon.
You put me down for 10 to see that.
Can watch Mark Hamill beat the shit out of me.
I would definitely pay good money for that. We could raise
when I met
serious, yeah.
When I met Chuck Norris, one of my friends, he said, yeah, I want to get a picture of you kicking him in the chest. He said, I want to get like 20 pictures of him just beating the shit out of I said, I'm not doing that. I'm not stupid and I'm not suicidal.
That'd be good stuff right there. Oh, my God. All right. Did we actually manage to do a show?
We finished a show.
We finished a show. We got like 50-some-ish minutes.
We did it, you guys. We made
Kickstart
it
the TEF bot.
We fucking did it. Yeah, you got to do all the TEF bot stuff at the end, promoting and stuff.
All right, let me get him started. Hold on.
Make sure to promote, Mark Hamill kicking your ass. Oh, God, we got a vamp or something. Nergo, what do we do?
Breathe heavy. Yeah, do your best Darth Vader. It'll fit right in with Tefbot.
Oh, I hear him sneaking in.
Teflon bot loading. Teflon bot loading. If you like the show, please rate and review on your podcast player, which helps people find the show. Join us on Discord at discord.io/loosescrews and check out the merch store at loosescrewsed.com for mugs, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/loosescrewsed. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry, Jig. I can't do that.
Yes, you can. All right. That's it. Special thanks to Alec Turner. We're out.
I'm just glad it didn't break this week.
I know. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Bye, all. I'm hitting that stop button.
Mode change. Mert.